Thank you very much, Melinda. So we are right on time. Rest me to, I took quite some notes, and I will maybe discuss and give some takeaways and conclusions of the day. So what we got a lot of information, and generally we understood that the project had quite some hurdles and hiccups, not least because of COVID and building permit issues. We got an introduction to the StepUP methodology that covers, of course, all the phases of a renovation project, from feasibility, preparation phase, and even into operational phase. And what we learned was that to do such a project or to apply the methodology, you need a critical mass. You need to look at tertiary buildings, bigger buildings, multi-apartment buildings, because applying such a system for one small single home is economically not feasible. We learned about the software solution, which we call Lifecycle Platform, again covering the whole phases from feasibility phase through the operational phase. And there we saw that the Lifecycle Platform was featuring monitoring, fault detection. It could digitally model digital models, thermal comfort prediction during the operations, and heating and cooling demand prediction. So quite some features that the platform is being able to. And it is intended for a variety audience being or users being owners, occupiers, technical users such as architects and building engineers. We learned that by applying a performance-based delivery and financing mechanism, which is smart EPC, the procurement could become more efficient. And there we understood that what the integration issues were of that smart EPC into the StepUP methodology. And we got some insights in the possible role of engineers, contractors, and engineering offices and maintenance companies. We also got insight into the applied lean construction approach for the deep industrialized renovation. We got a methodology that is seeking to maximize value and minimize waste, based on 6 steps to follow for each main activity, with a particular attention for waste identification, for the waste identification process. And we got a reference to the 5S Japanese method, and we were the dashboard and application, the IT tools that predict the final result of the renovation process was demonstrated. We learned that there was one big barrier to implement the lean construction, and that's the resistance to change. And the solution to that is communication and training. Then we got the insight in the set-based design matrix for the functional PMP facade, which ends up in the plug-and-play protocol. And we learned what it is, what a set-based design matrix is, what do we mean by multifunctional, and what is the PMP facade. And the purpose was to define a design that works for the end user. We went more into the technologies also, and we had an introduction on the heat tank flexibility thermal battery solution. In other words, the purpose is going from an uneconomical use to a more economical use of the energy. We got insight in how the heat tank works, what the thermal battery is, and the phase change material and the control system. And the ultimate purpose of the heat tank solution is not only to save energy, to have energy savings and to have waste heat recovery, but also It is a safety backup, and it allows for peak shaving. And what was interesting was that the heater can be integrated to a PV source through a control system. So where this control system would be balancing the charging and the discharging. And we learned also that the system is quite scalable, and it can get to really big systems. We learned then about the second technology, which is the PMP module envelope system. It had the features is that it's a modular sandwich panel solution, which knows an off-site pre-assembly method, and it is suitable for third-party components. It is industrially produced, and we got specific insights into the anchoring system, the PMP module, and the installation process. There we learned that the biggest challenge in the market is the lack of knowledge of the off-site assembling approach, and we learned that architects and designers have a fundamental role to play in the installation of and in the spreading of the PMP module envelope system. Then, of course, we had the third-party products integration, where PMP facade can be integrated by passive systems such as an external layer, high-performance windows, or solar protection screens and blinds. But we also saw that the active system, the PMP facade, can be integrated by an active system such as PV panels. The main benefits of the third-party components or third-party clustering is that it decreases the time on site, and it increases remarkably the workers' safety. And we also learned that the maintenance of the TPC was rather easy, so it can be used. Then we finally got into the pilots. We got a demonstration of the Hungarian pilot, which is a kindergarten. It's a rather small kindergarten, but it knew enormous heat losses and had cracking walls, complete obsolete heating system. And one of the issues was that relocation of the children was no option. So through the implementation of the StepUP project, of the StepUP renovation, we got a nice looking energy efficient building. We learned that the renovation somewhat was based on a kind of a learning curve on new technologies and the use of the monitoring tool. That was the experiences of the users. And the issues during the renovation, of course, was again the new technology, the logistics and the planning, the communication. These are all attention points. And one of the recommendations we got is that there is a need of a strong project management or project manager. The Spanish pilot, well, we got the history of the Spanish pilot, where the purpose was to do the renovation of a multifamily residential building. It didn't work out the way we thought because of the permits and the problems we had, and so that we had to go to Plan B because there were issues with building permits. What we did was demonstrate the passive solution through the test cells facility at the University of Navarra. We tested the PMP facade and the third-party component windows, and the active solutions was demonstrated in the multi-use building of ACR. There we installed a PCM tank, and we managed to have it interact with the existing HVAC system. The takeaways from the Spanish pilots are that we need some optimization concerning the PMP facade installation process. As to the active systems, it has been demonstrated, that it can be integrated into an existing system and in less than 1 week. And what can be improved, of course, actually the same things, the coordination of the technology providers and the installers. Um, so that's about the Spanish pilot. And then lastly, we have the virtual pilot, which is the Helix building in the UK. It's a rented building, so there is no decision that can be made on the renovation. So we've got the split incentive issue there. And the purpose was to do virtual modeling because of the limited potential of the building, as it was pretty new. So it was all based on a calibrated model. And we did some lighting efficiencies, PV panels, and temperature set point optimization. And it proves to be an investment that is worth doing. And what's very interesting is that with all the measurement systems, all the monitoring systems, room level impacts could be monitored and done. So these are a little bit, these are the main the takeaways and the conclusions. I hope we were able to demonstrate what the project StepUP was about, and that it can be of some use to you, to the audience. So if there are any questions, please contact the speakers or anyone from the StepUP consortium. Rest to say, thank you very much for having attended our StepUP closing event. And now the event is closed. Thank you very much.